with us today Mr. P.K. Mishra, who is the Managing Director of Indian Register of Shipping. Indian Register of Shipping is a homegrown ship classification society and a member of the International Association of Classification Societies, which plays a key role in the entire spectrum of shipping services. And it's a matter of pride that Indian Register of Shipping is not only a homegrown, it's also a full member of the International Association of Classification Societies. It's been doing a great job, from the point of view of Indian shipping industry, providing a whole suite of services, right from construction and surveys and things like that. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. This is, as you know, in the run-up to the ports and shipping event that we are holding on the 25th of September. So, at the outset, let me ask you, I mean, given the fact that, Government of India has given so much of emphasis on the maritime sector these days, how is the Indian Register of Shipping, viewing this renewed interest in the Indian shipping industry from a very broad perspective?
Yes, see, we are keeping track of everything. And if you look at it, like during COVID time, we were even part of this making Maritime India Vision 2030. And thereafter, even Amrit Kal 2047. So there are a lot of push has been given, and we are always hand holding, for anything. If you look at shipbuilding, we are there. Any Indian shipping which is majority of ship which is being constructed by Indian owners, IRS is a classification society, And if you look at it, basically ship repair also, all repair happens under IRS. Even if you look at it, IMO net zero, there also we attend IMO on behalf of and with Government of India and on behalf of IX also. So whatever basically is required for greening of shipping, whether it is green fuel, whether it is green technology. So we work on that also, and we come out with various rules and guidelines, even with respect to greening of ship. We have basically guidelines for battery power ship. We have guidelines for ammonia ship. We have guidelines for methanol ships, and every aspect, whether government is trying to make shipping cluster. Now there also our involvement has to be there, because we are into type approval work. So anything, any design, let's say this Cochin shipyard has built hydrogen powered ferry. There also we were involved, which is currently operating in Kashi, Varanasi. So a lot of solar boat has been done. If you look at green ship also, currently there are a lot of pilot projects are on, So all pilot project close to 65 ships has been constructed under IRS. And as per MIB 2030, they want to do 1,000 plus ship, which is powered by the green energy. And by 2047, 100% coastal and inland vessel, they want to be by green ship only. So, we are hand in hand, whether it is representing at IMO, whether policy regulation, whether it is bill gets passed, then also we support DG Shipping in making rules and all. And we are part of various committees. So whatever push is being given, that is good, because if you look at it, shipbuilding also, currently we are rated at 16 as India. But they want India should be top 10 by 2030 and top 5 by 2047. So we are totally geared up, and government is also taking a lot of policy decision, to push this. So we are basically on track, and we keep doing things, and we keep developing new technology and other aspects, we are started working on, even nuclear power and other things, with respect to shipping, how it can be used on commercial shipping. So you name it, all as basically a spectrum of ship are ports. One of it is that every port has to be supplying the shore power, and from renewable sources. So that shore power committee also we are there, and we ensure that every ship every port should able to give shore power, and even ship also. I mean, it is right now optional with respect to India, but every ship also has to be geared up to take shore power when they are staying at Indian ports. If you look at it, EU and all, they have already made any vessel which is going to stay for, let's say, about more than 2 hours, they have to switch over to solar powers. And that solar power is also coming from renewable energy. So you name it, anything, anywhere, everywhere, we are there to support. I mean, government of India, whether it is skilling is there, yeah, any aspect, we are there to support DG Shipping and government of India to realize their vision. Thank you.
So there is a lot of focus and emphasis, right from the IMO level for the decarbonization of the shipping industry. Lot of work is going on across the globe on, ways to decarbonize shipping. So from an Indian standpoint, what is IRS doing to help India reach the net zero goals in terms of some of the pioneering efforts and initiatives that you are taking?
See, as far as net zero is there, if you look at it, IMO revised GHG strategy. So, as per IMO revised GHG strategy, net zero should be achieved by 2050. But if you look at it, India's this thing, our commitment to Paris is that net zero by 2070.
Right.
Okay, so with that, we are working on various type of fuels. Methanol could be fuel. We have already first started with biofuel, and Ambuja, which is taken over by Adani, there are various vessels they have were operating at biofuels. Later on, Great Eastern also tried their one international vessel on biofuel. So that was this thing. But biofuel, because of sustainability issue, biofuel may not be available so much. So we have to think of other regions. So methanol is picking up, LNG is there, and you look at it, that lot of LNG basically bunkering is getting ready in Indian ports also. Same with methanol. So we have to basically make methanol ready ship. And if you see, like a smaller vessel means is less port vessel, port crafts and other things, which is less than, like, let's say, less power vessels, they can run even on battery, or they can run on hydrogen fuel cell. All these
Right.
aspects. There is much smaller vessel, they can run on even, you can say, solar energy. So these
Right.
aspects are there. So various fuels are being debated. And, you know, I mean, medium term, it can be carbon capture and storage also. We have to have a Tuticorin. There are carbon capture and storage plants are there, but maybe that is for uh, basically domestic industries and all. But if you can develop carbon capture and storage, then vessel can run at the conventional fuel, and we can basically extract the carbon and store those. And long term, if you have to see, so long term only. I mean, right now LNG vessels are being done, even methanol is being done. But if you see long term, in real sense, then we have to may come to the nuclear power. So these are the various ways we can basically use green fuel for the ship. Same way, port also has to be, I mean, whatever the port equipments are being used, that also has to be with the greener source of power. And ports should also able to supply the solar power with respect to renewable energy. So these are the few things where we are helping, even making ship as a to run on and helping in green shipping.
Right. So, sir, in this whole initiative, what are the challenges that you're facing? I mean, in the sense that, it's a new arena altogether, and everybody is doing it for the first time. So, in India, especially from an India standpoint, what are the plus and minuses? What are the advantages that we have? What are the challenges that we are facing?
See, main thing is there we are not having many R&D, basically in R&D establishment. And second of thing is that skilling, there will be lot of emphasis has to be given on skilling. Like if you are going to switch over on green fuel, people have to know what are the safety associated with it. Then how to bunker these fuels. Same way, if you talk about green technology also, like it can be carbon capture or storage, or it can be various retrofit, whether modification of propeller or other aspects, air bubbling or whatever it is, wind assisted propulsion and all. So basically resources has to be trained, so even if like prime minister has come out with prime minister basically internship scheme, under
Yes.
that I think Cochin shipyard and other places also, wherever basically shipbuilding clusters are being created, there are center of excellence in maritime shipbuilding also are being built. And basically if you look at it, promoted by Ministry of Port Shipping and Indian Registrar of Shipping, there is already Center of Excellence in Maritime and Shipbuilding, which is at Vizag. So we are from there also, we are doing a lot of skilling. And as Air Class Academy also, we are training, and we have to basically have extensive training for seafarers, for people those who are working at the port. And as a same, like SAMES has opened now new training center at with GRSE. Same way we have to open at various, maybe at Majgaon docks, maybe at Swan, so that the skilling can take place, because that is the only way we can support this vision and mission. Thank you.
No, so since we are walking down this path, I mean, it requires a lot of intellectual rigor, right? In terms of people coming from the right background, to ensure that we reach a certain level. Are you facing any kind of shortages in terms of people, right academic people coming into this sector? When at a time when the world is pivoting towards decarbonization.
Yeah, see, there are definitely shortages there. And that's why even at the classification, we are recruiting people at various stages, and we have to have a certain take certain lateral entry and people from various background. For nuclear fuel, we started training our people. And for that we have basically tie up with Core Power, that is UK based establishment. We are even working so that our people can get trained by BARC also, so that whenever it comes, we have basically trained resources to cater to that. And for other fuels also, we have competent team, but obviously we need more resources, and we are looking at that. And even for shipping company and other people, they have to now really get serious, because whatever, even if you have to realize 2030 vision, they have to have a good amount of good resource, with
Yeah.
adequate knowledge, so that then only like your 2030 vision or 2045 vision can be realized.
That's a good thing because what you just said is a huge information because here in India, I mean this is a sector that people can look up for employment in a big way, right? Because I
Absolutely
mean,
correct.
if you look at different sectors, I mean this is a sector that has got a huge employment potential. Plus the additional fact that there is this decarbonization attempt or effort that's going on. So I guess, people should sit up and take serious notice of this sector as a huge potential employment generator.
Absolutely, you are absolutely correct. So that's why even, as of now, Indian shipyards, they are just assembling, they are doing just making hull, and all equipment and component they come from Europe, or many things comes from China. So
Yeah,
when we are making shipbuilding cluster, yeah, ship repair cluster, and that is already in progress, like shipbuilding clusters are, I mean, land, etc., has been acquired at 4 places, etc.
yeah.
So with that, there will be a lot of component manufacturer will come. There will be a lot of component maintenance people will come in. So obviously, those people also will need resources, so they can basically take it people like from Indian people. Same way for shipbuilding, if it get enhanced, and looking at the scheme, minimum, I mean, 200 international ship and 500 coastal ships, like close to 700 ships will be basically constructed in India. So for that also you need resources. For that also you need people who have basic skill, right from welding to gas
Mm.
cutting to piping
Yeah.
to electrician. So all this again will basically generate a lot of work. Same way, like a lot of studies has been carried out looking at the various ports, what all types of ships they are basically calling to those ports. And if we place the ship repair unit closer to those ports. So even for ship repair unit will require a lot of resource because it is resource intensive. Basically, support industry is there. So at every aspect, even seafarers, like even MIV 2030, they plan to enhance the number of seafarers also. So if number of seafarers has to increase, obviously training establishment has to increase. Plus, this needs to be included at initial level of education. People have to be educated that there is some career is there which is related with merchant shipping. Because if you look at it, 80% of cargo gets carried by merchant ships. And if
Right.
that much awareness is not there, if like when we studied also, that time also there was no awareness. First time I came to know, like
Yeah.
after when I came for interview to Mumbai, about that
Yeah.
there is something called marine engineering and merchant shipping. And I've never seen ships. So I obviously
Yeah.
in plain area, and even
Yeah.
CBSE or ICSE, all curriculum, this needs to be included. Even
Correct.
about career at sea.
Correct.
Maybe
Correct.
this IMU, etc., they have to design good, basically video, etc., which can so cause challenges in shipping, and then basically make it navigation at a very attractive this thing. So this way we have to enhance this at every level so that we can get right kind of skill. Maybe even IT can think of including, I mean, right now naval architect is there in IT Kharagpur and IT Chennai, but maybe other IT also can think of including marine engineering and naval architect in their basically whatever is courses they are offering. They should offer courses on these also. That is the way.
I didn't also only IIT Kharagpur and IIT Chennai has naval courses, is it? I didn't know that. Ah,
Yeah,
that's
they have naval
interesting.
architect courses
But
and ocean
other IITs,
engineering.
other IITs don't have.
Other ITs they don't have. So this is the
Oh,
high
I
time
see.
they should start.
Very interesting. Correct. So, but traditionally, IRS has moved transition from a pure play classification society and is now providing, as I was telling at the beginning of this conversation, a whole spectrum of services. Now, that is something, I mean, you are evolving with the times. You are no longer a pure play ship classifier, right? So, in that process, did you take the help of somebody or did you do it yourself? How did you meet that transition? How smooth was the transition?
See, we have basically, if you look at it, we have MTS, that is technical services. Under technical services, we are offering various services, like condition assessment program for ships, vibration measurement for the ships, and any consultancy kind of not exactly consultancy, advisory services that gets offered through MTS. Even our research division, they carry out various risk assessment analysis, disaster management, plan they make for ports and other aspects, any navigational related studies, these all we can carry out. Even lot of study we carry out for Navy also. Plus, there are certain aspects. There is ISSPL, which is Industrial Division for IRS. There we are doing all other aspects. And same way we have IRQS, that is certification wing, that is Indian Register Quality System, that is part of ISSPL, under which we are carrying out various certification, whether it is ISO 9001, ISO 14,000, and like right food safety and every aspect is being done. If we are looking at cyber security and other aspect also, and even as a marine we are into in digitalization in big way, so we can support whether it is port, whether it is any other aspects, training them with respect to digitalization, are making dashboard for various uses so that onboarding can be done and everybody can be brought it to the same platform, etc. So we are catering, we have separate basically company to cater for various interest groups.
No, As you said, technology is something that has touched all aspects of life, and more so, shipping also is no exception. And this has been happening for quite some time now. And in your sphere of activity, how have you adopted technology to improve the way you operate and provide services?
See, again, as far as technology is concerned, because during Corona time, like it was very difficult to board the ship. So even IMO has said that there may be certain aspects, shipping should not stop, because as earlier I've stated, more than 80% goods is basically transported through shipping. So they came out concept a remote survey, you know, like where you are sitting in your office, and from there you can see certain things, and based on that you can certify. So this was done, but that was not full scope survey. Means somewhere in any minor damage happened, you can see that is not very significant. So that you can look at it, and you can put a condition of class. Same way, there are certain things you verify from documentation, and certain things you do by video monitoring, like two-way communication and video monitoring. So that way, certain section of surveys could be completed, Right now, also IMO is working on remote survey. So that is being done. Plus, technology with respect to carbon capture and storage. So obviously there is a lot of technology involved. Same way, various retrofit, whatever happens on ship, we can carry out a study with respect to retrofit, and we'll able to predict that how much basically a ship will able to save energy, and how ship will become energy efficient. So this all again technology. Similarly, under digitalization, we have gone on virtual twin, So in virtual twin, we can basically make a twin of any vessel which is there class with us. And with every renewal survey, whatever thickness we are measuring, we can superimpose into virtual twin, and we can do the condition assessment. Same way, by any ship taking all their parameter, we'll able to predict their condition, when their maintenance is required, whether they can enhance the maintenance interval, etc. and all. Similarly, like earlier, all plan approval used to happen by 2D plan approval. Now we are going to 3D plan approval, so that we can see exactly how things will come. Especially, this is very helpful with respect to engine room design. You can able to design things properly, so that we can see how which pipeline is going where, then how valve can be operated, so that it is basically good. While people are using those ship, they'll find it very, they'll find it very easy to use various valves, and every aspect of it. So even 3D plan approval is helping there. So obviously, with the time, we are equipping with the technology, so that we can serve our customer in much better way.
You also have a chief technology officer. And so how
Yeah.
many people, I mean, do you have, are you taking a decent number of people from a technology background to help you with these things? How big is your technology division or unit or whatever?
Yeah, technology division. See, we have a CTO, and we have various people from IT background, and basically technology background. So we have good team. We have, if you look at it, IT and basically technology background, we will be having more than 40-45 people. And plus, as and when we take assistance from external agencies, like in starting anything, we can take support, with respect to digitalization, etc., from external agency as well. But obviously, we are in house also, we have sufficient people to take care of these things.
Right. Right. So at this stage that we are in right now, what next is for IRS? How do you take IRS to the next level? What are your aims? What are your targets?
See, as far as IRS is concerned, we are represented in almost more or less in all continents. Only Africa and Australia is left. So we are thinking, to open office in Nigeria also. And thereafter, we are thinking of opening office in even in Australia. We have not zeroed down in which location, but definitely we'll have our footprint there also. And as far as, we are basically currently representing close to 54 government flag state. So
Right.
that we want to enhance from 54, minimum in a year or two, we want to go up to 85. So that if we have more recognition to act as a recognized organization, so with that, we'll able to serve many more member state, And you
Right.
must have seen, because we have number of basically authorization. That's why our, if you look at it, our current structure, close to 57% of our ships, they are foreign flag, you know. And if you look at it, our tonnage also, I mean, it is close to, it is ratio is 14.5 million GT is foreign flag, and around 10.5 million GT is Indian flag.
Okay. So, I mean, it is obvious, no, sir, because shipping is a very global industry and you are a member of the IAX. So, I mean, it is only natural or, logical that your proportion of your tonnage that you cover is, I mean, given the fact that Indian tonnage is less, when compared to a global, tonnage. So you obviously have that, but it's nice to know that, you're looking at, more opening more offices in many other countries. So apart from that, sir, on anything, any novel or anything new that you're doing, is there anything that you would like to tell about anything that is going to be a very important thing for IRS, that you're something that you're working on?
As I said, like, see, right now it is two major aspect is there. One is there, obviously, with respect to net zero concept. So whatever is there, whether it is green fuel or green technology, and the second thing is there, digitalization. So right now our more focus is on digitalization as well as decarbonization. These are the two focus area where we are putting all our efforts, and obviously with putting all resources and required efforts, because we will make IRS future ready, you know. So that is the main focus area as of now.
Also, before I mean, you have run us through a whole lot of, issues and, things that IRS is doing. Again, harping back to the government's recent, initiatives on promoting shipping and shipbuilding. Uh, where do you think India is headed? Is India headed in the right direction? What else can, I mean, government can to a certain extent give a lot of incentives, a lot of, fiscal and financial incentives, they can handhold it. But at the end of the day, it is the shipbuilders and the ship owners and the entire ecosystem that has to support these things. Where are we? Are we ready to catch this boom and ensure that India becomes a big player in shipbuilding and shipowning?
If you look at it, especially, I mean, latest budget of 2025, so their shipbuilding financial assistance policy is being revised, you know.
Yeah.
The first policy was basically applicable from 1st April 2016 to basically 31st March 2026, under which 20% subsidy is being given to basically shipbuilding if you build ship in India. So now that is being again revamped. Then even credit policy is also there. If you recycle ship in Indian
Yeah.
recycling yards, you give close to 40% of recycle value as a credit note. And that can be realized when you build ship in Indian shipyard.
In India.
And
Yeah.
then right of first refusal is already there, you know, under which if it is Indian built ship, Indian flagship, and Indian ownerships, they will get the first preference. If suppose any basically public company is ordering any chartering any vessel, so if any foreign company is, let's say, bidding certain things, and if you can just match the price, the first preference will be given if it is Indian built ship, Indian owned ship, and Indian flagship. So there are a lot of scheme, you know, like, and even government has come with like any vessel which is less than 200 crore, that has to be constructed by Indian shipyard only. So government has given a lot of push, you know, with respect to even this custom duty. That exemption is has been further extended by 10 years. Even certain specific size of ship, there has been given at infrastructure status, etc. So that will help in basically getting long-term loan, interest loan. So now it is there, you know, like with SIP clusters and this and that, things are a lot of push are there. We have resources also. So obviously there are a lot of tie-up. I mean, is happening because Secretary of Shipping and others, they have visited, you know, certain yards in Korea and Japan, like right from Dev Shipyard to Hyundai and other yards. And obviously, they will have some tie-up because, I'm just talking about way back. I mean, 2000. I was in Korea. That time also, whatever Hyundai shipyard was there, we are nowhere close to that. Because they had all, like, they used to construct main switchboard, they used to construct all pressure vessel, everything inside shipyard, and then they used to integrate everything, and everything was so easy. And yard means it is a very huge yards, like you cannot go from one shop to other shop uh, if you don't have car. We used to
Correct.
use car to go from one shop to other shop. Here we don't have such size of yards,
Yeah,
shipyards. Similarly, you don't have much bigger even dry dock also. The Cochin shipyard has recently made one 310-meter dry dock. But if you look at Chinese yard, their dry dock is very big. If you look at it,
mm,
even Korean yard, they have dry dock, big dry dock. They
mhm.
and I'm talking about way back, like 2000, 2001. That time they used to make LNG ships. And now in those LNG ships also, like a prismatic type tank. And
Yeah,
inside steel used to be Invar steel, which is
yeah,
0.7 mm. And
yeah.
welding used to get done by robots. That is dandy. And we used to do robots qualification testing. Right now also we are nowhere close to that. But I only hope that with maybe collaboration with those yards,
Yeah,
and obviously having right skilled people, will
yeah,
able to at least push whatever government is giving all these efforts. And if all people at shipyards and ship owners also, they realize, like, if we have to, whatever government mission is there, make in India, we have to realize that. And for that, if you integrate everything, obviously we'll able to make the way. But yes, there is a long way to go. And there has to
yeah.
be good determination is there. You need to, whatever you think we have to do it, we have to do it, and with the policy in so many policy decisions taken, I think we should able to do it. But yes, there will be a lot of effort will be required, and a lot of determination will be required to somewhere go closer to the China or Korea. That is my view.
Well said, well said. So I think collaboration is the key. I hope with the intervention of the government and at a diplomatic level also things have been initiated. So let's hope that because at the end of the day, even China when they started out, they took help from Japan Koreans, and Korea when they started, they took help from Japanese. So I hope that some collaboration happens so that we also benefit. I mean, it's good for everybody. It's good for the globe. So thank you so much for spending time. I think, for explain to us what IRS is doing, what the industry is aiming for and all that. Appreciate your time, sir, and we will catch up during the event next month. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manoj,
Sir,
and thank you to ET for giving this
yeah,
opportunity.
thank
Thank
you,
you very
thank you,
much.
thank you, thank you.